Hello and welcome to Writing Wednesday. I love that I can actually see you guys commenting before I even hopped on. So yay. Thank you for StreamYard, and thank you for being here, Yvonne and Lisa, and anyone else who's joining us and watching the replay. Today is Writing Wednesday, and I am excited to share this with you today because I came across this quote actually just this morning. I had some ideas of what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, but I hadn't nailed down the actual idea, talking points, all the things. And then I was scrolling Facebook, as we usually do when we're contemplating life, and came across this quote. And I had to keep scrolling back up to it and keep scrolling back up to it. Hey, Laura, welcome. And so I was like, I think this is it. I think this is what we need to talk about today. It's that powerful of a quote. And so I'm going to share it with you guys, and then we're going to dive into our points for today. So thank you for being here live. If you're watching the replay, let me know replay in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and all those good things here to help out our channel so we can keep growing. Okay, here's the quote. You guys ready? Satan's goal is to destroy your ability to love people, because that's what makes you most like Jesus. Think about that for a minute. Satan's goal is to destroy your ability to love people. Have you been feeling a little offended, a little rubbed the wrong way by people maybe? Maybe it's people in your it's when you're thinking about this as a writer, you're like, well, my readers haven't rubbed me the wrong way. Well, hopefully they haven't, right? Hopefully they haven't left you any negative reviews or anything like that to rub you the wrong way. But um, it's not our readers that are necessarily causing the problem, right? It may be someone in your own life every day that you're dealing with that is rubbing you the wrong way, and it's blocking your ability to love those readers because you're so caught up in this angst over here that you're having a hard time expressing love over here. Are you guys tracking with me? Does this make sense? Type love in the comments if you are following this train of thought and this makes sense to you. When I read this quote this morning, I was like, wow, this is so true, because when we are caught up in something especially as writers, because it's such a emotional self-reflection, when we're writing, it can be such an outpouring of ourself, and we want to pour out love for our readers. But if we're not feeling it, right? If we're not really expressing our emotions to the right people that we need to be expressing our emotions to, then it may not come out at all to our readers, or it may come out in a negative way to our readers, right? So we really have to think about this. So I'm going to say the quote one more time in case you're a note taker and you want to take it down. I'm going to say it again. And if somebody wants to type it in the comments, by all means, have at it. You guys are trekking. I see love, living it out. Yvonne says, we are such emotional people. We are, right? And that's how we were created. Okay, here's the quote. Once again, Satan's goal is to destroy your ability to love people, because that's what makes you most like Jesus. Whew, you guys, it almost makes me weep. It's like, oh, Lord, where have I let you down in this space because I'm offended over here, or not feeling it over here, or whatever, right? So therefore, I am not loving to my full expression in the areas that God's called me to, because I am being held back in different areas. Okay, let me share with you a few points I have on this. And I have some real zingers this morning that could be tweets, as I call them, even though that's not what that's called anymore. But they're just those good zingers, those good one-liners. Okay, so the first thing is, we want to focus on writing truly as an act of love. We've talked before about an act of obedience. We've talked about if you're called to write, this should really resonate with you, because it's about loving on people through our words. It's about God has helped us grieve and mourn and overcome whatever it is, or he's brought us to, or he's enlightened us in a way. I think of Yvonne's books, for instance, and spiritual oasis, her book on creating a spiritual oasis in your home, a place where you can connect with God regularly that really feels like a little oasis for you. When I think about that book, I don't think about it as, oh, well, you overcame this huge negative thing in your life, and um, then you came out the other side, and wow, you want to share with everybody. But if you really think about it, maybe it was that, right? Maybe it was that having that uncertain space where you're just like, I don't have that place to connect, and I want that. And so she creates it on a regular basis in her home, for her work, in her ministry life. And so she's sharing what she knows, right? She's sharing how God has showed her how to deeper connect with him. She's just sharing that with others. And so isn't that the way it is, right? God downloads love to us, and then we should therefore love others in the same way. And to each of us, that's unique, right? Based on what we need in our life, what the way we need to receive love. I'm hoping this is making sense for you. I think about love language, right? So some people give love a certain way, but they need to receive it in other ways. A lot of people will give love the way they want to receive love, and it may not be the way the other person needs it. When it comes to this, we should be giving away freely the love that we have been given. I'll repeat that. We should be giving away freely the love that we have been given. And the problem that we come across is Satan knows how much love we've been given, and he doesn't want us to give it away. He wants us to hoard it. He wants us to not believe it. He wants us to doubt ourselves at every turn, and he wants us to grow bitter and mean to the world and to those around us. And he wants us to get caught up in the drama of the everyday, with all the people getting caught up in the drama. But that's not what God called us to do, right? He set us apart for a specific reason. And this is one of those reasons. He wants us to love as he has loved. Okay. So realizing this, when you realize this is what Satan's after. Now, we really have three enemies, right? We have Satan, we have the world, and we have our own flesh. And at any given time, we can be being attacked by these things, right? Our own ego can be attacking and be keeping us held back. But really, when we think about this as a spiritual warfare, there's something bigger, right? There's something bigger. And so I want you to focus on anytime you feel a resistance or an obstacle, insecurity, distraction, whatever that is, ask yourself, why? Better yet, ask God, why am I feeling this? Why am I feeling this resistance to writing? Why am I feeling this resistance to the call that you have for me? And maybe it is we need to get out of our own way. Maybe it is the enemy's coming against us and God's reminding us, you are bigger. I live in you and I am bigger than your enemies. All of them, bigger than them. And so we have to really take it back to him and say, here it is. I surrender. And sometimes it's an everyday thing, right? In our lives, it's an everyday thing at minute to minute, right? That we're having to stop and say, whoa, wait, something's not feeling right. Why is it any different in our writing, right? We need to surrender our writing the same way. All right, I'm going to check over here. It really is an act of love every time, or it isn't at all. Or it isn't at all. That's a good thought. Yes, that's such a good thought. Love it. Okay, let's talk about this resistant not being random. So a lot of time people will say, oh, I have writer's block. I just don't feel like getting in the seat, whatever that is. But a lot of times what the normal things that we are thinking are just, regular writer struggles is really, when you're a Christian writer, it can be the enemy coming at you. It really can be the enemy coming at you. And you have to take a moment and really surrender it to God and say, God, I need your protection around this project you've called me to write. I need you to pour out your love through me. All of those things, right? Because if we're just trying to do it in our own might and we're trying to fight this battle that we can't see, we're doing it all wrong, right? He's already overcome. We are more than conquerors. So why are we sitting here battling this out? We just need to give it to him and ask him to work through us, right? So when you feel that battle, when you feel that resistance rising up, ask yourself, like, do I really have the potential to love someone into freedom, into change, into transformation the way God loved me into those things? The answer is yes, you do. And that's why Satan wants to stop you. So we have to be diligent. I mean, he tells us Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and he is not lying, right? God's word is true from beginning to end, and it's in there. So we have to pay attention to this, right? A lot of times, it's funny how I'm reading this book. I'm in this book club right now. It's called This Familiar Strangers. So good. And people are on kind of two sides of the coin when it comes to the Holy Spirit. People are just like all in, very Pentecostal, Holy Spirit, on fire for God. Or they're like, let's not talk about that because I really don't understand it. And there's really this weird middle space, right? I feel like it's the same with Satan and acknowledging him lately. That people are like, well, you can't blame everything on Satan. So they're in that category, like take ownership for yourself. You can't blame everything on Satan. And then you have people that are like, everything is Satan's fault. Okay, I'm in the middle, right? There is three enemies. There is three enemies. There are three enemies. We can get in our own way and become our own enemy. The world is constantly, right? I mean, if you look at mainstream media telling us, we're aging, we're not pretty enough. I was talking the other day we were talking about commercials, and the commercials that are most commonly played are some medication commercial, right? And it's bad enough that you're constantly getting bombarded with medication commercials. But if you listen to those commercials, what you're hearing is also all the negative side effects from that drug, right? So all day, if you're listening to TV in the background while you're working, or TV, radio, whatever, you're listening to, may cause, severe bleeding, joint pain, diarrhea, headaches, seizures, like those horrible things are filling your head all day long. That's the world coming at you. Like, stop it, turn it off. You don't need to hear all those things. Now, I'm not against medication if you need it, and I'm not, educate yourself on the side effects. It's just I don't need to listen to them all day long, and neither do you, right? We have to protect ourselves and understand that we have a greater potential. And I mean, God tells us, Jesus tells us that he's going to leave us and we are going to do greater works. He's leaving us with something greater. We have the very power that raised him from the dead living inside of us. And yet we battle these small little battles all day long as if we can conquer them. And here's the thing. We can't. He can. That's why he's living in us. So we just need to give it to him and say, enough. Enough already, right? It's enough. So if Satan is wanting to stop you from, his ultimate goal there is to stop you from loving, and you surrender your writing to become love, then your writing then becomes a weapon in that spiritual warfare. Now think about this. Your writing, I can't, oh gosh, you guys, this quote this morning, I'm telling you, can you guys see that it just like lit me on fire? Write fire in the comments if it's firing you up, this quote. Because here's the thing, like, our writing has the ability to set people free from captivity. It has the ability to awaken dry bones. It has the ability to introduce people to Christ for the first time, introduce them to a love like they've never known. And yet Satan doesn't want us to do that. He doesn't want us to share that because he doesn't want us. It's not that he doesn't want us to become famous writers. He could care less about that, right? He doesn't want the story that we're telling to get out because he doesn't want those lives to be changed. He doesn't want those people to be set free. He wants those people to remain in captivity. He wants those people to remain in bondage to their emotions and their their traumas and their unbelief and their all the things, right? I think about just the books that I've written, and I mean, you guys, I am so fired up because I mean, I think about Worthy, right? These books were written because I was there. I was the one feeling unworthy. Do you think he still tries to make me feel unworthy all the time, every day? That's why I highly encourage writers to go back and read your own books because the Holy Spirit is speaking through you to you, right? To you first, always to you first. And once he helps you walk through it, he wants you to help others. And that's what we're doing as writers. I, you guys, I crack myself up when I say you guys because I'm from Texas. I should be saying y'all, right? Y'all, you you gotta put on your spiritual warfare, put on your spiritual armor, put on the armor of God. Be prepared. Know that it's coming. Know that we can be more overcomers. We are victorious in Christ. We just have to get out of our own way. We have to kick Satan to the curb, tell the world to shut it, and plow forward, right? The world is going to come at us. The Bible tells us that. That's going to happen. He tells us Satan's coming after us. He tells us the world is not going to like us. They're going to reject us just as they did him. Even those closest to us will often cause angst and rejection and all the things, right? So we have to be prepared. How do we do that? How do we stay prepared? Okay. One of the main ways we do this, obviously, is focusing on Jesus, focusing on the one who has called us and not the calling. Focus on the one. When we focus on the one who has called us, he will lay out how to walk through this calling, right? When he says, come follow me, he doesn't say, hey, um, meet me over here and you figure it out. He says, no, come follow me, right? And so we just need to follow him, focusing on him. You can't follow someone unless you're focused on them, right? When we're driving in a car and we're like following someone to the restaurant, you're going to lose them if you're not focused on them, right? They're going to take a turn and you're not going to see it. We have to focus on the one we are following. The next thing is we need to shift our focus from us as this author or writer or whatever. Maybe you haven't, maybe you're still struggling to acknowledge yourself as that. You have to shift your focus from me and the misperception that you have of yourself about whether you are a writer, equipped enough, not equipped enough, all the things. Shift your focus from that to the ones you're serving. Instead of choosing to constantly think about perfection and approval and are they going to like it? Is it this? Is it that? Think about how is it going to help them move from one place to the other? Is this writing going to really help them move from one place to the other? Did it help me? Is this the steps I took? Let me pour out the steps so that they can take the same steps, right? Because ultimately it's about serving them. So as we follow him and we're saying, follow me, we just need to provide the directions for the people we're asking to follow, right? It's no different than in my author business where I'm helping you, publish your books. I'm just saying, okay, come follow me. This is what I did. I took these steps and it worked for me. Come follow me and I'll show you the steps, right? It's no different. So whether you're leading someone into a spiritual oasis, you're leading someone to focus on the details of God, as in Lisa's book, you're writing beautiful poetry like Laura does to inspire people. All you're doing is saying, hey, come follow me. In Laura's book, she's in the poetry book, she's just saying, look at the details. Pay attention. God, he's whispering, right? He kissed me today. That's powerful stuff, you guys. Powerful. Okay. So first, focus on him. Focus on others, the ones that we're called to serve. I love this quote. I love this quote so much because in my first book, Save the Better Tubs, I talk about shifting your mind from comparison to compassion. that we don't need more comparison in the world. We need more compassion in the world. And this quote came up today. It says, "The best writing flows from compassion, not competition." I would say not competition, not comparison, right? When you start saying, "I don't think I'm good enough to be a writer," or "I don't know if this book's going to be good enough." When you start saying all those things, you're missing it. You need to focus on the compassion. Why? Who are you writing the book for? What is it going to do for them? How is it going to change their life? The same way God changed yours, that's the reason, right? All right. Lastly, this quote hopefully will encourage you to keep showing up on all those days when you feel unqualified, you feel unworthy, you feel like this doesn't matter, or it's too much work. Too many other things are coming in my life. I'm going too slow. I'm not meeting my deadlines. All the things that come up, right? And life happens. I know life happens. I know that there's going to be people watching this replay that have people in the hospitals. They have, you know, new babies at home. They have all these life experiences, parents passing away, all the things. It's life. We can't not live it. So how do we focus? How do we keep going? We have to remember that we're called to this and keep going. Keep going. I'm gonna read some of your comments here. Lisa says, "You guys is in my speech. I'm a Yankee." I say, that's so funny. I do it all the time, you guys. Okay. I feel it with many of my poems, God's love pouring through them. Yes, I do too, Laura. Your poetry is beautiful. Yvonne says, "Compassion, meet them where they are. Remember, I came from where I came from and share how God changed things." Exactly, Yvonne, exactly. That is truly having compassion, meeting them where they are and remembering that you were once there, right? Um, that's why I am so blessed to still be writing books, because I think further I get from the process, the harder it would be to coach you guys through the process. But because I'm living it just like you guys, I'm feeling the resistance. I mean, when I did a writing sprint last Thursday, and when I did it, my intention was to sit down and just do editing from start to finish. I'm in the reading out loud editing phase. And I was reading out loud and I'm thinking, there's a disconnect here. And immediately God says, "Yes, this is a whole chapter." And I'm like, "This one scripture is a a whole chapter?" And he's like, "Yep, a whole nother step in your process. Like, you're missing this step." And I was like, "Okay." And so literally I dumped a whole new chapter, but I had to be thinking about my reader, right? If I was thinking about myself, I probably would have just sent the book to the editor and be like, "I'm done." Because it's tiring, right? It's tiring to keep reading the same words and to keep working on it and editing it and tweaking it. And it's not that I'm trying to reach perfection. I'm trying to make it as smooth as possible for my reader to go from point A to point B. And so I can't give up on that process. I can't give up on them. I want it to be as smooth as possible. I want them to get it so that it does truly change their life the way it has changed mine. Um, so yes, we have to meet them where they are. And I'm so thankful that I'm still right there in the process with you guys. I'm still doing it. I'm still feeling it. I still have deadlines that I'm meeting or not meeting on a regular basis. Dawn says, "This is powerful. Thank you for the reminders of why we write." Yes, yes, Dawn. I was thinking of you so much when I saw that Nona movie come out. I immediately was thinking of you. Or Noni. Is it Noni? Movie. I watched it. It was a really cute movie. Um, for those of you who don't know, it's a movie based on an Italian grandmas and their restaurant, and it's really cute. It's based on a true story out of New York, and it's a really cute movie. Okay, we need those reminders. Keep them coming. Thank you, Yvonne. It's all God. Let me just tell you, it's all God. Compassion is why I'm writing. Yes, yes, Laura and Yvonne. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Nona's. Yes, great movie. Okay. Lastly, when you focus on other people, when you think about your reader, this is my challenge to you today. Are y'all ready for a challenge? If you're ready for a challenge, type ready. Let me know you're ready. I'll give you this quote until then. It says, the enemy doesn't target what doesn't matter. So your writing must matter. It must matter. Okay, here's my challenge to you guys. We got some readies. Y'all ready for a challenge? I don't see any readies yet in the comments. Okay, I got Lisa. Lisa's ready. Here's your challenge. That's what I want you to do. I want you to pick a day of the week. Maybe it's Writing Wednesday. Maybe it's maybe you work better on Monday mornings. Maybe it's Sunday night before you go to bed. Whatever it is for you. Pick. Yvonne says yes, but yikes. I want you to pick one day of the week that you're going to show up with the intention of meeting with your ideal reader. I'm going to do it for my ministry books just the same way as I do it for Writing Wednesday. I'm going to pick a day. I haven't even, this just came to me, so I haven't thought this through. But I'm going to pick a day, one day, and I'm going to show up the same way I show up for you guys here. I'm going to show up for them. And I'm going to talk about the things of these books, what I call my ministry books, right? The things that God's doing versus the writing books and coaching people through writing. I'm going to show up for these people the same way I show up for these people. A lot of the people are the same people, right? So you might want to show up since you're this people too. But I'm going to show up one day a week on that channel with that purpose. One day a week. Now, does it have to look like this? I can hear the freaking out, okay, happening. Does it have to look like a live video on YouTube? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But when you show up with the intention of it, what it does for you is it brings it back into focus, right? It helps you remember your why. It helps you to focus. When I was showing up today for this, so we took a 4-day weekend here at the house. We went and visited my son down south 5 hours. So we drove 5 hours down on Friday, drove 5 hours back, had a long weekend. So yesterday was my Monday, and then it's like trying to get back in, right? So I was like, oh, I could talk about this. I could talk about it. It's also box day for Writers Retreat boxes, right? I've got to get boxes out the door. I've got subscribers waiting on boxes. They have to go out tomorrow. Tomorrow is, right? Tomorrow's the 15th. Yes, they have to go out tomorrow. I always tell them it will be shipped no later than the 15th. I'm hoping I can get them out the door today, but we'll see. It's a busy time, right? So when I sat down this morning and I'm like, okay, God, here I am. I've got all these things on my mind that I want to share with my writers. What is it? Like, where's the area of focus? And so I go over to Facebook to start setting up the event, and I start scrolling, and this quote pops up, and it was like, right. I mean, it just got me, right? And I was like, oh, that's so good. And I scrolled past, and then I scroll back up, and then I scroll past, and I scroll back up, and God said, this is what you're going to talk about today. And it wasn't just for you guys, it was for me too, right? And so by me showing up for you, God poured into me so I can pour into you. So I want you to do that with your audiences, whether that is you're going to be brave enough to make a video. Some of you are already doing that. Whether that is you write a post, just show up with a tip, a thought, a quote, whatever that is. But I want it to be different. I don't want you to just put a quote. Okay. You've probably seen some beach retreat promotion going on with some thoughts and some quotes and that kind of thing. And it's fine, perfectly fine promotion. This is different. I want you to give a little bit more explanation behind it. I want you, Lisa, you used to do this a lot more on your socials. I haven't seen it as much lately, but where you give a little backstory, right? So sit down and just say, okay, God, I'm going to show up once a week for the next 52 weeks. And I just need a little something to talk about. So I'm going to use Laura as an example. Laura has a gazillion poems. Okay. She's got 6 books that I know of, and probably more than that, right? She's got 5 in a series. And then, she did it today. Lisa said she did it today. And then, and a whole nother book she wrote last month. And so she could take one poem a month, take one line, or a week, take one line from it, and say, I just wanted to share with you a line from my poem today. Share the line, share the thought behind it. This poem was inspired because I was looking out, what inspires you? It could be that easy, right? But she's connecting with her people. Lisa does this really well. So Lisa said she did it today. I don't know if you did it on your God is in the Detail page, Lisa, or your personal page. Start building up that author page. Do it on your author page. And then you guys can go over and check out Lisa's post. She does this very well, where she reflects on the porch often, or in the sunrise, and then she posts about it, and she posts a little story, a little God in the Detail story, right? She said she did on both pages. Yay, Lisa. This is just that small connection. Now Lisa's doing it in writing. She hadn't ventured over to the video side yet, but it's okay. She's doing it. She's connecting with her people. So I'm challenging you to do this, to make that connection. Yvonne, you posted a beautiful picture the other day of a tablescape that you had created, which I love, that table skirt, that gold and the crowns. It was beautiful. Give us a little backstory. Give us a little, like, you have enough pictures probably from all the years, right? Just take one picture. You could use one booth, one thing from the beach retreat, one item. You could literally, Yvonne, take, I don't know, you have so many cute things that you use, but like you could literally take a little flower, take a picture of it. Maybe it's in your hand and you're taking a picture, and then you're saying, this yellow rose is the inspiration for my next spiritual oasis that I'm creating for blah, blah, blah event. Where do you find inspiration? Right? So you're just connecting with them and giving them a little bit of inspiration and asking a question, right? So I want you guys to do this, but set it up, make it a habit, 1 day a week, make it the same day, every day, same time that you're showing up. This is going to hold you accountable. If I didn't have to be here at 11 o'clock today, I would be working on boxes today instead of thinking about writing my own books and how God's working it with my readers and all the things I need to be thinking about. I would be thinking just about the boxes, right? Just about the Writers Retreat boxes and those subscribers, which isn't a bad thing because it's obviously part of my business. But I need this accountability, showing up at 11 on Wednesdays with you guys, just like you guys need it. So I want you to find that space for yourself. What day and time will it be? What will it be? Can you make an event out of it where you will drop a post in the event on that day? Can you start making, like, think it through where you're building an audience and they know, hey, I'm going to go check out her post on Wednesdays at this time, or I'm going to go check out her post Sunday night at 11 or Sunday at 2, or maybe it's Fearless Fridays and you're going to do it on, at noon on Friday, whatever it is for you. Pick a time, be consistent, try it for 1 month. Okay. Let's just do 1 month. Here's the thing. In the beginning, it's slow. When I started these Writing Wednesdays, if you were to go back, and of course, Facebook has taken them all down now because of their new live policy. But if you were to go back to when I started these Writing Wednesdays over a year ago, I've been doing this for over a year now. Kim can testify. She's not here today. She can, not that I can see, but Kim can testify. She was the only one that showed up. Only Kim. That was it. One person. But I showed up, and me and Kim, we talked, and some days Kim wasn't there. But I would show up and I would do my lives, and I would continue and continue and continue. And now not only you guys are showing up, but people are watching the replays. People are reaching out to me, commenting, all the things. And so you have to just keep doing it and being consistent for your readers. But here's the thing. Don't make it one more thing. Make it that compassion. Give them something that they need and want. Now, I'm probably going to commit to going live just because that's probably easier for me than sitting out and trying to type a thing. I don't know. I'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Because like I said, the idea just came to me when I was reading my last point on here about encouraging others. But this is how we do it, right? We do it by showing up. So I want you guys to pick a time, a date, consistently for at least a month. If you can commit to the whole year, fantastic. Anybody can commit to the month. Type month in the comment if you're committed. Are you committed to 1 month? That means, what is it? It's the 14th of, you will do this at least until the 14th of June. you will show up once a week. So I want you to do it once this week before the end of the week. So you have until Sunday to do your first one. And then we'll go Sunday. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. You only have to do it 4 times. There's only 4 weeks. That's it. Father's Day's the 5th Sunday if you want to do it, but go the full time. Event says once a week for Yvonne says once a week for a month. Awesome. Once you do it and you see how easy it is and how good it feels and the accountability that it not only brings for you, but for your audience, you'll continue to do it. And here's the good thing. You have enough content already that you could do it. You could do it for years and not run out of content. You really could. If you think about it, you could take one paragraph from your book, no matter what your book is about. You could sit down, open a book, read the paragraph, and you could probably have enough to talk about in that paragraph. It really is. If you start follow Tyler Staton on Instagram. Tyler Staton. He's the guy that's I'm reading The Familiar Stranger. If you follow him on Instagram and you see how he's showing up and talking, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. That's it. But God, that's great content. You could call it that. your But God episodes. Like, you could call it that, right? Once you get in the habit of doing it, you will start to see how God's working through you. And trust me, there are days when I get up in the morning and I'm like, okay, it's Wednesday, it's Writing Wednesday. What am I going to talk about? And I'm like, I don't feel like this today. I've got so many things. There's days, it happens. But when you make it a point to say, I may not feel like it, but my people may be waiting. I better show up. I committed to this. I know I need it. Even if I don't feel it, I know I need it. When you do it, you will be amazed at what God does, what he speaks to you, to speak through you. You will be amazed. Okay, we are over time, so I'm going to wrap up and remind you guys that if you're part of my community, we have a coaching call today at the top of the hour. So don't forget, last Writing Wednesday, I said we did, but we didn't. It's always the second Wednesday of the month. So we have that over in our Facebook group. So I'll see you then if you're not part of the community and want to be, so you can hop on that coaching call. By all means, join now, publishandtell.com, and we will get you in there today on the coaching call. Okay. Remember that your best writing flows from compassion, not competition, not comparison, and that Satan is coming after you. Here's another zinger that I absolutely love. Hopefully this one will resonate. Writing isn't just creative. It's redemptive. Writing isn't just creative. It's redemptive. That's powerful quotes, you guys. It's when you think about how your writing can really transform someone, it opens you up to the love that you've already received, right? It reminds you that, wow, God did that for me so that I could help others. It really makes me weepy when I think about it that way, because it's like, God did all this for me so I could be here today helping you share your stories, share your God stories to glorify him. All right. I only see one person committed. So somebody's got to get out there and post consistently. Let me know what day of the week you're committed to. And so after this event ends, come back, post in the comments on YouTube. Let me know what day of the week you're committed to. If you're going to call it something, you'll have some time to think about it. If you're going to call it something like I call it Writing Wednesday, I would love to do like a Worship Wednesday, but since I do Writing Wednesday, I don't think I will. I'll have to think of something. A clever name for it. We will think of something, and then I will post mine as well. Okay. Lisa says she's committed. She's doing it on Wednesdays. Laura says, I feel like it transforms me. It will do it for, yes, if it transforms you, it will do it for others. Absolutely it will. Yvonne says maybe today too. So yay. So y'all are committed to Wednesdays. I love that because you're already showing up here. So then you can get off, and then even today, in the 30-minute gap we have, or now 20-minute gap, you could go and do a post real quick. Show up every day, right? Make it your Worship Wednesdays. Do it. All right. That's all I have for you guys today. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to coach you on the coaching call if you're part of my community. And if you're not, I hope you will think about joining it. Don't forget, the writing retreat is up and available for September, and July's will be coming up very soon. I have the information to review today and then approve, and should have open registration for July's event next week. So I will let you guys know. Take care.